Pod Leadum.
Top model. All the cycles. Podcast. Fleet. Spelled backwards. Dumb.
Pod Leadum. Hello and welcome to Pod Leadum. That is Top Model Podcast spelled backwards. My name is Hannah Jane Ginsburg, and Short Dutch Boy. Who's Short Dutch Boy?
I'm JW Crumpin. I get my way. I love my life. I always get what I want. Usually.
And I'm Alexander Price, and I just hope I'm not the Dutch boy.
And we are here today to discuss Cycle 16, Episode 3 of America's Next Top Model, titled Lori Goldstein, which at least it's someone I can get excited about right from the title. But I'm calling it The Girl Who Forces Stylists to Do Emotional Labor.
And if you want to do some emotional labor for us with your wallet, go to Anchor.
Financial labor, you might say?
No, emotional labor with your wallet. Go to anchor.fm/podleadum. Once again, that's anchor.fm/podleadum to join the Leadum Pod for as little as 99 cents a month. It goes to just a bevy of things. Remember when Ned Flanders said that taxes pay for sunshine, roads, everything? That's what your sponsorship does by going to anchor.fm/podleadum.
You've got $1. I'm so sad. I'm just grateful to not be on the island of previously's by myself anymore because they just make me sad.
Bring back the Tyra insanity, please.
Who knew that we were going to miss it that much? But
it's just now a clip show.
Yes.
That's a good point.
I would just rather not have them.
Me too. But we start right in on digital art. Quite sweet, prima ballerina. I feel your insides come to the outside.
Cannot believe that one of the sentences that we actively made fun of.
I can feel your insides coming out tonight.
Oh,
Lord.
You too. But, like, has that ever happened before? Has digital art ever taken something we mocked and put it right up there?
Because it's so yucky.
It's so gross.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And it's just so many words to describe something very normal.
Your tears are beautiful. And then we get definitely human Hannah forgetting that hair is not food while she looks at her photo.
Like, this is protein, right?
Well, that's why you got to eat your meat to help, it's got that protein that makes your hair shiny.
Maybe her ponytails are regenerating. You just pull some more out. And we get back to the Tyra scratch.
Okay, what the hell is that?
Whoa.
That is the correct reaction for seeing something that just says, pull me.
Like, we're out here in a Roadrunner cartoon and we're about to get crushed by an anvil.
This is the worst way to reveal makeovers. Yes?
Well,
I mean, it's economical.
I like that.
This feels like an escalation and appropriation of last cycle's gentle prank.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like they were like, well, Lexi had a pretty good idea because we could just show the makeovers and then they have to guess what they're going to get. That's just as confusing, right?
I love about it is that there's 2 extra makeovers on there that don't happen.
Yep.
So my theory on that is that one of them was going to be for Andre. And I guess maybe they could have done Andre and Nicole?
I think they did because
or does
they had to get this
just
printed.
come up with a master list of makeovers she wants to see and randomly assigns them?
Well, I would agree that might have happened this cycle because one of them definitely is more of a musing than a makeover.
One girl definitely just gets styled.
So what's better, to go over the makeovers now as they're listed here, to go over them in the moment?
No, let's go over them in the moment.
Okay.
Because there's some surprises.
Do we want to talk about the ones that didn't get picked
Yes,
now?
we can do that.
Wait?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's 2 that don't happen. One of which was very surprising to me, which was black, short, and big, all caps, bangs. which I would argue we do get.
I'd agree.
That was the one that confused me because I was like, oh, we did get that one. And I listed it. And then I listed that contestant's name under another one too. And I was like, wait a minute.
And the other one we don't get is Extreme Angled Bob.
I want to know where the angle was on that Bob. Where
I
was
imagine
the
it's
angle?
like a high in the back, long in the front. And I think that was going to be Nicole.
Oh, maybe.
Sarah is done. Sarah reads the sign and says, I'm out.
Immediately identifies their makeover correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, cool.
I like so much the glimpses that we get of Sarah this episode because we find out they're a big old funny nerd. Mm-hmm.
I also like that knowing their update, which we talked about in a previous episode, starting the cycle. I like that they are starting kind of a conversation both with themselves, it feels like, and with the audience about gender identity.
Yes.
And we get some language that I really appreciate. And I also think it's nice to see that the contestant, Sarah, is wanting to do something more traditionally feminine, have longer hair because of a sense of gender play that they don't feel like they're going to get if they just go shorter.
Yes.
I agree. And I think they are correct.
Yes.
It would be much more interesting to give Sarah long hair and to play up the like masculine, feminine, androgynous fluidness of their face and their whole look.
Well, because in the definitions of top model, you can only look androgynous if you have short hair.
Oh, absolutely. God forbid we play around with any other concept. I think it'd have been fun to have clipped one long extension on her braided rat tail.
Or the other side, give them a Hannah.
That was the asymmetrical bob. Amazing.
Poor Dominique says, maybe this new look will help me within my photo shoots. And I said, oh, baby.
They are going to ruin you.
And you can, okay, so this is, I talked about it last episode, but this apartment is so small because when Molly and Dahlia are having a conversation, you can still hear people talking.
Yep.
Like, it is too small. We never get this level of, like,
and
sound pollution.
Yeah, because I don't think Molly was at the reveal. Molly seemed to have stayed in that bedroom. I don't remember seeing Molly, but maybe I was just so blinded
Classic
by
Molly. That's why she got punished later.
But perhaps I was just blinded by Monique's death stare into oblivion when she reads some of these makeovers.
I love her petting her own hair in the confessional so much. I just really like my hair.
Monique acts like she thought this cycle wouldn't have makeovers and that she was going to get away
I think
from
Monique
them
is
somehow.
like, I think Monique was like, I don't see, doesn't need a makeover. That was for mine.
Where's mine?
Yes.
Like one just says Monique. Oh, it's get what I want.
It would be amazing if there was a cycle of this show where on Makeover Day they just had to trade looks.
Would be obsessed.
I would love.
Honestly,
I thought you were going to say America's Next Top Monique.
Would also watch. But if they just had to trade hairstyles.
Sometimes you need what the model beside of you has.
Who you're standing next to is your makeover.
You've heard us say, if only we could combine the two of you. Well, guess what?
And each makeover incorporates one chunk of the real hair of the person.
Like a hoodoo doll.
Oh, this is perfect.
The secret challenge is to see if you can absorb their power.
Their model power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell each of you what your model power is.
This is not what the show is, though, guys.
We've had some fans pitch that the three of us need to come up with our fantasy cycle for like actually making it a realistic cycle of top model. So stupid. But also all the things that we would do. And I'm telling you right now, this is what we would pitch for makeovers. Yep. Tradesies.
So we head to Privé Salon, which no longer exists.
No.
Oh, really? Tabitha couldn't save that. Couldn't save that one.
Privé offers This is on their website. Privé offers ultra premium hair and beauty services, including, take note, haircuts, hairstyling, blowouts, color and color correction, balayage, hair treatments, updos, Brazilian hair treatment, Japanese thermal straightening treatment, manicures, pedicures, makeup application and lessons, lip and brow waxing, and lash and brow tinting. There is one thing not included on Privé's services.
Huh.
Hmm.
Do you think it'll come up?
Maybe.
Do you think it'll all fall down?
Okay, so Mr. J counts the girls, and I truly love the world, even though I think it was performative, that he didn't know how many were eliminated. And he was
I
like,
think he's angry because he realizes now he doesn't get a Mr. J elimination.
Oh. Oh, I like that idea.
I like Dominique's little blossom hat
Mm-hmm.
she wears to the salon.
Then we are introduced to Laurent D., the owner of Privé Salon. And one of the pictures that we are told is an example of good hair is a photo of Jennifer Garner looking horrible. You can't find anything on Laurent D. He doesn't have a website. I found 2 interviews. One is unhinged, and it's just like, so you do hair? Yes. Oh, have you been doing it since you were 18? No, 22.
You know what? Good. Keep the update. You know what? In the episode, seemed fine and seemed to care about the final product enough in that he was embarrassed when things...
Seemed to care about what the girls looked like more than other stylists have in the past.
Yeah. I never felt like truly, and I don't dislike her on her time on the show, I never felt like Sally cared.
No.
There was a level of TV-ness to Sally Hirschberger that I get because she did a lot more TV stuff. That she was like, I know how to make TV. I think Laurent was like, okay, but they're going to be like, I got this done at the Privé Salon.
Well, yes. And in the few interviews I found, he is very much like, I don't care who you are. If you come in and you pay for a haircut and you're on time and you book early, I'm giving the same service to anyone that books.
Oh, good.
That's great.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's very much about, like, he will not do 2 celebrities' hair at the same day for an event because he tried to do that and someone came late and almost fucked up a long-term relationship with the second person. So he seems professional in a way that this show seems like they wanted to use his name and salon, and he was like, oh, but you're going to use my salon to do that? My name is attached to this? I'm going to wager we never see him again.
Oh, for sure.
Someone who is extremely ready to be on TV is Troy Jensen, former makeup artist, going to do today's makeover photo shoot. He has a really hot idea, which turns out to be black underwear in front of a neutral background. I'm just going to read some assorted gems from his website real quick. Securely established among the industry's most influential and accomplished American artists, Troy Jensen's over 30-year career has proven him legendary in his field. With the world's most famous faces as his canvases, Jensen has created signature looks that are immortalized in history. Then he lists many celebrities. Equally inspired with a camera in his hands, Jensen's photographs stand singular in their captive audience's memories. Having been seated among the top beauty influencers, Jensen never allows himself to shy away from stepping out of his comfort zone to remain on the cutting edge of looks, techniques, and products. Much as a painter challenges the color of nature with his color palette, Jensen sees each client's skin tone in a similar vein.
Okay.
He also is referred to as, by Mr. J, fellow makeup artist turned photographer, implying that Mr. J is now a photographer?
Has Mr. J ever taken a photo?
That's not his journey on this show.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe it was another dream Tyra stole.
Ooh.
No.
Because, well, we know that his story was band geek to creative director.
Oh, that's true. Of course.
Where was the makeup artist? I also believe, this is what I'm going to say, conspiracy theory about Mr. J.
Do.
I don't think he did a ton of makeup. I think he got okay with makeup and got in with Tyra and then used that, because we don't all the makeup tips that Mr. J gives are not that great.
It has been an age since we've even seen him mention makeup.
I was about to say, we also just don't see it anymore. It's like he's bored with it, too. The salon has an assistant. Her name is Brittany, because Brittany is forced to hold her own hair while her makeover is happening. And I thought it was just, the funny first, little chunk. Ha ha ha, your hair's being cut so short. Nope. Laurent just keeps giving Brittany her hair.
When he hands her that first big ponytail, he says, "Et voila," which captions crunched to, "Here's one of them." So captions agreed with you, JW.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
As we see them get their haircut, we basically do a zoom in on what their makeover is.
Once they're finally posing for the photo, I think that's when we get the official.
Yeah.
I would call it a Tyron confirmation, but it's in the same font from the roll down.
The word art that was on that Pull Me poster.
Y'all aren't ready for one of the surprises about this.
Mm.
So Brittany's makeover, tie-over, is Little Dutch Boy.
Short Dutch boy.
And much darker, too.
Yeah, I think it looks a lot better because I think Brittany looked pretty bad before.
Just pedestrian.
Yeah, her hair
yeah.
just had
Yeah.
no style to it specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Limp.
Troy's assistant has the thing that is the look to me. Little, flat, black earrings. I think they look good on anyone. Little punk, little Blink 182. Every time I see anyone with them, I'm like, good.
Jacqueline is next.
This is
Not a makeover.
silliest excuse for a makeover. They take her curly hair.
She seems like she thinks she's being bamboozled and pranked.
Yes.
Because they take her curly hair and curl it.
I mean, to be fair, she got what she wanted, which was not blonde.
True.
Mhm.
And then Miss J plays a fun prank where we see that there is something besides Alexandria that Jacqueline is scared of. It's like, we got a razor back there, right? Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready for that? Psych.
So she got big, girly, spelled with a U.
Girly.
Girly?
And curly.
It's just funny because girly is not a hairstyle. So that means that they are acting like they gave her a personality makeover. So you're like, now you're girly and curly.
But I would argue Jacqueline was already pretty girly, pretty baby girly.
she was already this makeover.
They just did nothing. The fact that they made someone curl her curly hair. Can you imagine being whatever stylist assistant that is? Having to wield that curly hair on this full head of gorgeous curls?
And even Jacqueline is like, I already had curly hair, and they gave me curly hair.
I love
Bananas.
it.
Monique is next, and her makeover is add a few gentle waves.
Monique's makeover is the production staff saying, I don't want to mess with Monique.
Scary. I love the banta between Miss J and Monique. I love
this
it.
was cute. This was cute.
Such a problem to be sexy, isn't it? Isn't it horrible?
Yeah, I think Monique is Miss J's favorite.
Yes.
From moment one, she's been that, I think.
Mhm.
We get the inkling of a process, which is fusion bond extensions, which seems to be hair on beads that are heated
Mm-hmm.
onto your own hair.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And they give Monique all of 3 of them
Yes.
because, like Hannah said, they are terrified of Monique.
Also, the close-up on making these work, that tool looked like it could have used a cleaning.
Well, as I said, one of the processes we see a lot in this episode is not a surface privé offers.
Monique says that she has more of a figure than the rest of the girls here. And I say, oh, so you're going to try to fully erase Kasha?
Well, Kasha's, I'm going to sound really terrible. Well, Kasha's fat, and Monique isn't fat.
Has a
she's
figure.
Monique is only fat when she's on her period. And even then, that's just her inner critic. So Monique has a fiercely real figure.
I did think her makeover photo ended up pretty stunning. I
mean,
don't remember a lot
gorgeous.
of them, but
It was
hers is-
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sarah's next, and they called it manly short brown spike.
The fact that they put the word manly in the description is so offensive for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even worse that they knew that was going to be the one that was chosen for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they knew. So it's almost like the show should be ashamed beyond with the wording that it was so clear what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they are over it. I thought they were over it before. No. They are over it now.
All that being said, I do think the haircut itself is pretty great. And
It's
I
fine.
do think that what this salon specializes in is clearly haircutting. Because the people who
Yes.
get cuts get the best makeovers.
I agree. The cuts
agree,
are
too.
the look.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandria gets longer, straighter, blonder.
I want both of your reads on this because I think that Alexandria was not particularly rude. I felt that she was having a pretty tame, normal conversation with that stylist or person.
I don't think that was a stylist. I think that was
Oh.
a producer.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alexandria saw what is happening and said, because she says very specifically, they tried to put something in my hair that had been used before. She is aware of what this process is. She seems to have some understanding of the hair process because she's calling out specific things like the bead was not right. It was already wavy. So I think Alexandria saw what might happen, and then that stylist got moved to someone else.
I think y'all are giving Alexandria a lot of credit here. And the thing is,
Okay.
I don't think she comported herself badly. I don't think she came off like super evil or anything, but I do think she forced someone to give her some emotional hand holding that to me
Maybe.
should have come from the Jays. Because this person
Yes.
seemed like they had another job to do
I
that
agree
she
with
was
that.
keeping them from. And I thought I saw the specific person working on Alexandria's
Oh.
hair later.
Maybe.
Though I could be very wrong about that. It really bothers me that she makes herself out to be this like savior of herself with this intuition that something is wrong. When it's really much more, she looked around. She saw that some fucked up shit was happening.
Yeah.
She raised a bit of a stink and then blames other people for not doing that and like chortles at their misfortune. Like the whole thing did not leave a great taste in my mouth.
I will agree with that. I think that in the real world, Alexandria is fine because Alexandria is looking out for Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we're capturing it on camera and it's a competition setting, I think it gets a little mean-spirited.
Yeah, and just the whole like the interaction with her and who could be a producer or a stylist, I'm not sure
Yeah.
which.
We're never introduced to this person, really.
The whole which is part of the problem, but the whole tenor of is it going to be okay? Do you promise me? And the person just have to be like, yes, everything's going to be fine.
We're
I
going to take
promise
care of
you,
you.
you're going to be happy, especially because this is an unnamed Black woman, which is
Yes.
partially on the show and partially on Alexandria.
Yeah.
Like I did not love the whole thing.
Well,
It had
I'll
a weird
agree with
energy.
you, that later
Mm.
in the van, I didn't like at all her being like, I stood up for myself, and that's what you should have done too, Molly. Like,
Mhm.
that was where I was like, okay, but now instead of it just making an individual thing that you did and it was whatever, now you're accusing everyone else of not being confident enough. And that is what Alexandria does. Like with Nicole in last episode, we breezed past it, but she was like, you have to not cry when you're there, like me.
Mhm.
You won't see me crack, and that's what you should do too. She's got this idea that the only correct way to be
Is her way.
is the Alex way to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm just saying it's because of the way the show is edited, and I think because I know we keep harping on it, there is no audition episode, so we don't get to see them create their own narrative. It's like,
Sure.
She just comes off as someone to me who doesn't believe in luck. You know what I mean? They're like, everything good that's happened to me is because I happened it. And if something
I
bad has
agree.
happened to you, that's
Yeah.
because you didn't do it, you know?
oh,
And I'm
yeah,
not a fan of
Mhm.
that way
Yeah.
of approaching life.
I agree. I'm not saying she was a
Hustle
hero.
and grind, girl boss.
Nude lips, always.
I'm not saying she's a hero here. I just think she was looking, like you said, looking around, seeing some fuckery happen, and was like,
Yeah.
you're not fucking up my hair.
But the whole like almost crying, like, do you
Oh, I
promise?
hated that.
Do you promise it's gonna look okay? Like,
I will say it hurts the other side of the house to have the combination of Brittany and Jacqueline being the one calling her out, because Jacqueline just calls her out like she's Holly Hobby.
It made me just want to go yell at her.
And then Brittany's the opposite, like, demon, hate, kill her. And you're like, Brittany, calm down.
I'm going to take my confession tiara and I'm going to stab you with it.
This, I think, truly, this haircut has possessed Brittany, because it is a different Brittany than we have seen with long, limp, stringy hair.
Is this how short Dutch boys act? Is this a stereotype I'm learning?
And then the person who should be really angry in this situation is
Only one?
Dominique. Well, I'm saying someone who's angry and then doesn't get to be
Yes.
angry.
Correct. Yes.
Because Dominique is given kinky, red and wild with matching brows. And for some fucking reason, they dye and process her actual hair before they put this on her freshly processed hair. How much did this hurt?
Oh my God.
And Dominique's in this position where she can't complain about nothing because she knows she's at the bottom of the pack.
Well,
Doesn't
and
it
all
also
her,
kind of feel like they went, freckles, red hair, done.
yep. But it's also not red. It is violet.
I will say, though, that of the makeover shots, I really liked hers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think the idea of the makeover as a concept, brightening her hair or just changing her hair color to like make her even more unique, is an interesting idea.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just angry at how they went about it, because
Yeah.
Oh,
she must
sure.
have been in pain. There was no reason to dye her real hair.
Alexandria gets a stitched together off camera from 18 different interviews sentence that I'm going to read in full with the pauses that they did. I need it done my way. My way's the right way, because it's a competition. And if I don't feel confident and you're screwing with that confidence, then you're screwing with me. How many interviews did they take that from?
As many words as there are in that sentence.
I need it done my way. My way's the right way.
Yeah, she started sounding like Hannah. Definitely human Hannah.
Yeah, you're going to have to put like a contestant Hannah or a definitely human Hannah.
Definitely human Hannah.
Mhm.
Molly is next, but surprise, surprise, we're not going to find out what her makeover is yet.
But we are going to get, in a way that we have never gotten before, some Miss J ADR. So Molly, we've brought in an outside weave specialist because to do this kind of weave on this kind of hair will be difficult for anybody. So we'll have to see if, how this all turns out.
And it feels like Miss J, this expert, the photographer later, everyone just knows that this makeover is not viable.
From even before they start putting the weave in, where it is clear that it is not being done in a way that is correct. And I know nothing about weaves. I don't know anything. I'm not saying that I do. But Miss J looks at it and goes, basically, what am I looking at? Even before they start attaching it to Molly's head, it looks like ramen noodles.
I'm telling you, there is something funky about the hair product that got brought in.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Molly can be a bit of a brat so far, but she is rightly pressed.
Oh, she's absolutely right throughout this entire episode.
And this might be the only time that, because there's been makeovers that we consider unsuccessful.
Yes.
Makeovers that we were like, you shouldn't have done that. This is the only makeover truly, with maybe Cycle 8 Brittany being the other one.
Yes.
And this is very similar in some ways, that you're like, but this doesn't look like hair.
Well, it's also because seemingly
Looks
they're
like Play-Doh.
they're
Mhm.
braiding Molly's hair, and then it looks like they were like throwing it over her head. I couldn't understand how they were going to do anything.
And from what the person that they brought in to work on her explains, it also sounds like she's explaining something that is so not what's traditionally done.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hair's fine, it's difficult to work with. You would normally never do a weave on hair like this. Because I bet some people watch this and really blame the expert. I do not think that is. I think this was an impossible task.
No,
Yes.
I think that I agree. And I think that they were saying production, Mr. J was like, you have to do the makeover that we have given you. And the person was like, I can't. And they're like, well, find a way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And
the show leaves in, before they cut to commercial, Molly saying, I don't want to be the one girl who gets the crazy hairstyle who looks horrible. We come back, she is that girl, to the point where Laurent looks at her and says, nope, not coming out of my salon.
Twisted Sister.
And then, and this is why I think, this is the reason I would be really mad if I were Molly. Miss J says, we're going to find a way to fix this enough for this photo, and then we're going to change it.
They should have just put a wig on Molly.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss J makes it sound like they're gonna, okay, we gotta do the photo shoot.
Mhm.
I assume she was the last one of the day, even though it's not necessarily edited that way.
I think Molly was taking a long time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, she said it took 6 hours later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna take this photo and then we're gonna just give
We're
you a
gonna
new
fix it.
makeover.
Yeah, we're going to redo it.
Yeah.
Well, before we get back to Molly later, we have Michaela, and we learn that Michaela's makeover is think, comma, Pocahontas. Now, I call out the comma because on the reveal poster, it was written think horizontally and Pocahontas as though
Vertically.
that was the
Yeah.
hair, and there was no comma.
But also the comma is so funny because then you're talking to Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Think
Think
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
And I just wrote, I'd prefer not.
Also, why use that reference point for what's just long, straight, dark hair?
Well, you can't use that because that's Dahlia's makeover.
Also true.
Because at the end of the day, Michaela, it just like seems like a refresh of Michaela hair. They didn't do much to Michaela.
It's longer.
She's very happy. She
Mhm.
loves it.
Kasha is next, and she gets big, blonde, crimped craziness misspelled.
Spelled
Y.
with a Y. And that's the kind of thing that I'm like, there's no pun. Because girly and curly, I get it. You
Mhm.
took curly, and you're like, you're trying to be cute. There's no pun there.
Nope.
You just didn't know how to spell craziness. Which is bananas, because I know Tyra's seen that word before about her. That's got to have been in a letter to some editor.
Did Troy Jensen hate Kasha because
This is the photo
This-
that's terrible.
photo? How?
It is one of the worst post makeover shots we've ever had. It is so bad. It is so just like there had to have been better. Kasha knows how to model.
Mhm.
Yes.
And she didn't get a big makeover that would throw her off. It's what she already had, but more.
Yeah.
She got a temp crimp. That is it. When you see close-ups of Kasha later, and some of those pieces are still crimped and some are not.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, this process, this new, I think at the time, fusion heat extension,
Mhm.
it was not the look.
No,
Mm.
because for all of Alexandria's I stood up for myself, you can see pretty clear delineations in her hair later for where
Yeah.
the weave starts.
Yeah.
Next we have Dahlia, which we spoiled. It's long, black, and straight. And then we get were these put in somewhere else from something else? When Dahlia keeps saying that she is reserved and her body is a temple.
Just more hinting at a family story that seems very extreme.
Yeah, of all the contestants we have, I want most a Dahlia audition.
Yes.
I need to know what this relationship is, because it seems like they're trying to make her our conservative, never done anything because of family pressure and rules person, but it's not in full sentences.
No. And I'm going to say her hair looks real plopped on top of her head. Definitely Human Hannah gets dirty blonde wear and big waves, as if Hannah needed more hair. Unless they are feeding Hannah hair, or they were worried about cutting Hannah's hair and then her Dysoning it back up into her mouth.
Oh, the one thing I like about Hannah's makeover is I like actually they lightened her eyebrows a little bit. Normally I like the contrast. I actually think that in the final result, lightening them, it was
I think
a
they
good
lightened it to a
choice.
good color.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, otherwise it doesn't look like they did anything to her.
No.
She already had so much hair.
Yeah.
And then it's time for Molly to meet with the Jays and don't call it a pep talk. This is really Tyra's vision. She really wanted you to have this look. You have to kind of treat Tyra as the client.
Ugh.
Can you prove to the client that you can own that look?
And then we find out what her makeover musing was. What if Diana Ross was blonde?
Literally just a random thought from Tyra. Just a note she said into her talk boy.
She woke up from a dream of a blonde Diana Ross.
And I think it's telling that Miss J said none of this Tyra is the client stuff. I think Miss J wants to. I think Miss J was honestly going to be like, we got to correct this.
Yes.
And Mr. J was like, TV.
Yeah. But also, I'm going to make sure Tyra's blamed for it. It also seems like Mr. J is like, this'll get Tyra. Because we know they're not friends anymore.
And even when Troy is taking Molly's shot, he's like, maybe you could use your hands to cover the hair.
The fact that it is 4
there a hat
inches.
in the salon?
Alexandria, bring me your crochet headband.
Everyone, collect all of your makeover caps and we will put them on Molly's head.
Jacqueline, bring those big, small hands over and put them on Molly's head.
Welcome to our ugly home.
Reddit is back for a historically hideous season.
It's our 100th ugly house. This place is mayhem. That is impressive.
And if these walls could talk,
Do you cry a lot?
I do.
they'd have a lot to say.
What in God's name is this pit?
Don't get too close.
You know, if you see the show, I'm a scaredy cat.
Ugliest House in America season premiere Wednesday at 8 on HGTV.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide and free professional installation. Rules and restrictions apply.
So in the bus, Alexandria is lecturing Molly about you need to stand up just like I did. And then I will give Molly some credit. Her just shaking her head around as though she's trying to loosen it from her head.
If I shake hard enough, maybe it'll just come out.
All out, yeah.
It is truly interesting, though, to see, like, the show knows, the contestants all know that this is duty. Like, this is terrible. Because at least, even with the Britney one, I remember people, like, they didn't really comment on it because they were like, yeah, it's hurting Britney. We're sick of this because Britney's complaining about pain. But with this, they're like, yeah, that's ugly. That's
Monique,
bad.
of course,
Bad hair.
tries. Monique's like, no, it looks pretty.
Monique wants to crush her, though. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
You should
I
wear
wish
it
I had
forever.
that hair.
You should have just asked them to add a few gentle waves.
You should have
That's
just been
all I got.
Monique.
Yeah. I mean, the big problem is you're not Monique. Tie baby mail. Photosynthesis.
No.
Also, we need to talk about,
Well, kind of.
did they just get their per diem? Because Dominique is counting off bills off to the side.
I think they did because later Dominique has a huge thing of Nutella, and I think that's the first thing she bought.
That's right. Self-care.
Sarah thinks that they're going to be skunk weed, which was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Also, it's not talked about, I guess, but I love the way Kasha holds herself. She is always in these kind of shimmy positions, clutching her hands together. She seems like she's excited to do the process, which especially this cycle is fun.
I wish the show was giving us more Kasha.
Me too.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to dull her out in small doses because we're gonna be with her for a while, but I don't know.
We're not getting enough. Yes.
We have Sarah sadly looking out a window, wanting a weave. But I would say to Sarah, did you see the weaves? You didn't want one of those.
I did think it was funny when they said they felt like dirty Smeagol in the corner trying not to be jealous. You big old nerd.
Dirty Smeagol, not even regular Smeagol.
They head to Orcutt Estate Ranch, which I did some research. It was formerly known as Rancho Sombra del Roble, which means Shaded Oak Ranch. Shady Oak Ranch, Shaded Oak Ranch. It was originally a vacation and retirement estate of a oil man who, this is very strange, you can't find anything bad about this person, which is weird.
An oil person? Are you sure?
Uh-huh. They're also credited with finding some of the first prehistoric skeletons from the La Brea tar pits. Like they pulled out a saber-toothed tiger skull because they were excavating the tar pits.
What a life.
Yeah. And, okay, so the one thing about this place that we don't see, because it's a choice, his wife chose a symbol due to its connection with Native American traditions.
Ooh.
Because the walls are covered in bas-relief swastikas. So visitors are sometimes surprised because you can't really cover bas-relief.
Yeah, I would say that would classify as a surprise.
But there is also a 700-year-old oak on the property, so that's fun.
We meet two folks. The title's Lori Goldstein, which everyone seems very excited about.
Sure.
And Pamela Hansen, who has worked with American Vogue, Italian Vogue. Which Vogue haven't you? That's the list. I looked it up. Not that that's not impressive, but like, I feel like they were like, and more, maybe? But I feel like that's enough resume. You didn't need to do
Well, she's
more.
also worked, if you go at her website and look at her covers, oh my goodness, there's some great stuff on there on her website.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. J is in a suit for some reason, even though it's outside and it's probably a boiling hot. And then, surprised but not called out, Verdi trailers are back.
Still.
The theme of the photo shoot, such as it is couture in groups. Now, was this clearly supposed to be duos the whole time? Because, of course, there's the whole, you're supposed to outshine the person that you're posing with in a way that this show says that I hope nobody believes anymore. This was clearly meant to be for an even number of contestants. And when it is not, that really ends up screwing over someone.
Mm-hmm.
I do very much like the high-powered, middle-aged lady friendship between Pam and Lori.
Yes.
Secret lover energy.
Look, Pammy, a little John Galliano never hurt anybody.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love that Kasha all but said, models who are working every day, like me, don't normally get to do this kind of stuff.
It made it seem like Kasha's like, I'll do the show if I get to wear couture outfits.
Honestly.
You also can't accuse Molly of not knowing herself because she's paired with Kasha and she says, Kasha is more girly and I definitely have more of an angry streak to me.
Classic dichotomy of girly to angry.
I think Michael Canyon deserves a raise because he does make Molly's hair look better.
Also, he's just a delight this whole episode. More Michael Canyon, please.
Just the fact that after it's done, contestants are like, Molly, it looks like your hair now. Like, guys, the show knows. Just take it out. Just take it out.
Jay says Molly has overcome a makeover ordeal. They covered it with a hat, and she was able to keep modeling. We see them walking. Were they getting a teach, or were they just having them
I think they just had a long walk to the set.
Yeah, I think there's travel.
I really like that most of the contestants ignore the brief of try to outdo the other one.
Except
and
one
mostly
contestant.
just seem to want to have a good working relationship with each other. Except for the most gorgeously chosen duet of Monique and Alexandria.
Fantastic from start to finish.
Best frenemies. vying for supreme.
So I guess Alexandria's weave is hurting her and is a little fragile because Michael Canyon's like, we can't pull on this or something. It's going to break and that you don't want that.
Yeah.
But when he runs his hand through her hair, she dramatically ows and sends herself into a back bend where he's like, whoa. And literally mouths wow to the camera behind her back.
And then, what do we actually think happened to the lip, if anything? Do we think it was
bee sting? Stress-induced cold sore?
Yep.
Nothing.
Or nothing.
Because I couldn't see anything.
Me either. Now, maybe that's the power of Sprite.
Makeup.
No, that Sprite can that
Although,
she holds.
When Monique says, let me see it, and Alexandria's like, no! Why not?
So, what was cut out? What was cut out? Because Monique is like, well, we can't have a working relationship now the way you spoke to me. And I was like, was it just the no? Was it just because someone told Monique no?
No, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Monique was like,
it's literally never happened to her before.
I'm just like, you're such a bitch. Don't be rude to me. You're going to ruin the chemistry.
Oh. Lori Goldstein is a huge fucking bitch to Sarah and says, Lori says, she's going to be a challenge. Basically, they are going to be a challenge.
You're mic'd and you think you're whispering, but you're mic'd and everyone can hear you.
Sarah can hear you.
Yep. Also, they're not that far away from you, even though you are whispering, but also mic'd.
Also, the fashion is hit and miss. I would say a miss is the duo of Michaela, mostly Michaela, and Sarah, who get Alien? Mork and Mindy a reference later?
I just think that perhaps Lori knows designers and doesn't always care what the design looks like because some of these things are très ugly.
But the vibe of the photo shoot also just seemed so much more big gown than
and they
these
got
short,
party dresses.
super metallic dresses.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with this photo shoot in general, right? Is that there is no brief. Because
there's no concept.
And couture could be
an outshine.
Yeah.
And that's nothing. Because even if it was literally like royal sisters, I don't know. But like, you know, like something to give them anything to play with. Because how would you know how to do this? Because there's no concept. And couture isn't an emotion.
No. So when poor Dominique, who is first of all screwed over by having to be in the only 3-shot and given a dress that doesn't look like what the other two are wearing.
No.
Not in the same universe.
Because they were supposed to be in another photo with someone else.
And then gets chastised for not having a thought in her head when she has not been given one because there is no brief. You can tell even, I think Lori was actually genuinely sympathetic to Dominique.
I felt that. That. Mr. J was just awful to Dominique. And I hate this coming up on someone in the middle of a shoot, and they do it so often, and saying like, what are you thinking about? Because they never have a good answer. And the reason they don't have a good answer is not because they weren't thinking of something. I think sometimes it's that.
Yeah.
I think it's because like called off guard. You're
on
just
the
like,
spot.
Well, I don't know. And it feels like the times people do give them an answer, little kitties, they're like, so dumb.
Also, give her something to think about.
Well, I mean, Pamela tells Michaela that she can look down. That's fine. Just look down.
I guess they were trying to get a shot at a certain point.
I mean, I will say that Michaela and Sarah were pretty fumbly-dumbly.
Yes,
I'm sure. Question. Was Definitely Human Hannah speaking actual French or their native alien language?
Pamela was speaking French. And I thought it was cute that then she started speaking fake French.
But it rolled off their tongue so like fluidly that I was like, native alien language?
I think Hannah had to learn all the languages at once. And so sometimes they slip in and out.
She is the fifth element.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I didn't like about Lori? Lori walks by Dominique and grabs her hair.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that too.
In the fitting room, she walks by and goes, oh, you're so cute, and literally puts her hands into Dominique's hair as she walks by her. I was not featuring Lori this episode in the way that I was fine with Lori in the previous episode.
I don't know. She did one or two things that were not great, but I very much enjoyed the duo act between her and Pam. And then I thought she was pretty good on judging panel.
I'm also just so happy that there was something that kind of felt like it carried over from Cycle 15, so they could be like, oh, the Lori episode. Neat. I love the moment when they were having Brittany and her partner giggle, and then they asked Brittany, are you really thinking of something that makes you giggle? Nope, forcing it. Good for you.
I'm not happy.
You didn't give us anything to be happy about.
No.
Now, was it funny? Shady editing or not? When later they asked Dominique, and she was like, I'm inspired by a lot of stuff. Like, and then cut away. Hilarious. Mean-spirited hilarity.
Sarah predicts the rest of the episode.
Pretty seamlessly.
Back at the apartment by saying, I feel like I'm not going home, but I will get a stern tongue lashing. But maybe just me saying that will jinx me and I'll go home.
The frenemy room of Molly, Alexandria, and Monique. I just want to go. I want to walk into that room and feel the energy. Like, feel what it feels like.
Well, I also just, when Monique's like, we didn't get enough compliments, and Alexandria's like, we got plenty of compliments. We're fine. We're fine.
Also, Monique telling the camera, I just want to be like, please stop talking to me. But in practice with Alexandria just being like,
We also have the perfect cut of Jacqueline's once again being terrified of Alexandria. Cut to Alexandria reading a book called God Calling.
Ring ring, God calling.
Can I tell y'all about
knock
the book
knock,
God
Grandma's
Calling?
dead.
I know everything about the book God Calling.
Oh, good.
Strap in. So, God Calling is probably the most famous daily devotional book possible. It got famous. If anyone was Christian, they had it. Any listening, if you had a church, you were gifted this at some point. And it became a series of God Calling, other thing. And my favorite is the version of God Calling that's only evening devotionals. And it's literally called like God Calling at night. And it's too sexy sounding for what it is.
It's really
and they
God
have
calling after dark.
And they have one that's just called God Calling too. And I want to be like, more calls.
Look who's God calling now.
Look who's calling now. That's so funny. This was the daily devotional. So what she's reading is her one page or two about today's lesson. Her devotional.
Stand up for yourself, like Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
At panel, Tyra's hair has settled, I feel like. This is where her hair should live.
I like it.
I thought her makeup looked pretty nice tonight, too.
Yeah, and does she look a little cash? Yes, but does she also look like this is what she wears to the office? Yes, and I like it.
Good.
Yeah.
And she's also not funky.
Important.
Andre does not want to sit next to Tyra anymore.
I am truly surprised that Andre Leon Talley comes back for another cycle.
For one more, yeah.
We can see the cracks crackling at all times. And at the top of panel, everyone's in funny face mode. Funny face panel.
And it feels like Pamela Hansen should also have been here.
I think Pamela Hansen would have been better.
I would have actually traded them just because, like, I think a photographer in general is maybe a better judge than a stylist for what the competition calls for.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Also, we didn't talk about it in the last episode, but they realized the error of not having a runway to the giant circle, and they have rectified that. We now have a runway at all times.
Did not rectify polka dot tie number 2 on Nigel. Also, Tyra's also more casual in this intro. She puts her hands out for like, are we ready? Finger guns? Pew, 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 Tyra.
Challenge was to work together, but to stand out more.
And then we learn that Andre thinks Tyra is a ham and an upstager and not a generous partner.
And then Tyra all but said, I never said no to a double. I just created a toxic environment.
It is shocking to me. Maybe it happened, maybe this got left on the cutting room floor, that they did not say anything to Alexandria about that choker.
Mm-hmm. It was so bright.
No, thank you.
So Monique and Alexandria's photo, I think they look really lost.
Yeah, Monique looks like the aliens are about to land.
And Alexandria is primping for that probing.
I think there's just also something weird about both their angles and their eye lines combined with the angle of the photo.
The canting of the photo.
It just kind of like something about Monique's face looks super distorted.
I do think they're both wearing the clothes well. Neither of them looks overwhelmed by the fashion.
No. We get 2 new word of the day definitions. Personality means looking upward, but radiating does not mean gravitating.
You know how you radiate towards something?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is actually a very well styled shoot. I don't think that there is any concept other than like rich people at a party getting lost on their way back from peeing in the bushes.
Alexander, that is exactly what this is. It is, I went with a bathroom buddy to the woods.
Yeah.
And a paparazzi was out here and we were like, oop.
I don't think you're wrong. That also makes it seem kind of real world to me. Like, I feel like this is something that might happen to you as a working model who is working.
I guess. I think I would hate it less if everyone was by themselves.
Yes. Just adding the doubles thing on top of it didn't bring anything to the shots.
No, it made it actually more confusing.
Yes.
Why are these people standing so close next to each other?
Well, it also means that the fashions theoretically should have coordinated, and they just don't. They dressed everyone individually.
Yeah.
Like any sort of story between the outfits is coincidental at best.
Yes. And it's because you're working really hard. Your brain is working to try to make some story.
My brain's a working brain who is working.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany and Hannah are next.
Tyra says she has never before given Brittany's makeover to someone, and somewhere Celicia went, excuse me?
Also, who was it? Who was told
Nikisha?
They were getting...
I feel like a lot of people have gotten this.
But also, didn't someone get a Louise Brooks hair makeover at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Which is exactly what Brittany's makeover is?
But she never said the words short Dutch boy, I guess, so...
Hannah, Alexander, these gloves? They're amazing. No, they're amazing. Amazing.
Is that a big sleigh? Big sleigh.
It's like, they look fine. They look fine.
I think Hannah looks pretty great.
Hannah's dress, it looks like she murdered someone and buried them, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. I think Brittany's full up to the elbow armful of bangles is nutty in a way nobody talks about.
Also, her like
she can't lift that arm.
Also, her like porcelain dress is a strange choice.
How can either of you see what she's wearing when the thing on her head?
And
I will say, through all of that, her face still looks quite good.
Yeah, I think Brittany's face is pretty good. I'm telling you, I think this makeover like enlivened Brittany.
I agree.
I agree.
Why do we refer to this as a beautiful waltz? They aren't even in the same direction.
I don't know. I love that Hannah already has gone back to double pony.
Love.
Makeover gone.
You.
Next up, we have our triple of Dahlia, Jacqueline, and Dominique.
And it's so sad because this is one of the few photos where two of them do look like they got dressed to go together.
Yeah. And that's why it makes Dominique look even more separated.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique looks like the wild stylist that put these two in this outfit and got caught in the picture.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm running out. Don't shoot yet.
Final looks.
I hate that this lens flare blocks what's a pretty great picture of Dahlia.
Yes.
Right.
But Jacqueline also looks gorgeous.
I mean, this is Jacqueline's kind of photo.
Yes.
And y'all, can you believe that Jacqueline somehow was called ethereal despite being Brunette.
Oh, I wrote that note because it's the first time in top model history.
And they should have talked about it.
They should have.
Tyra should have said, this is the first time I've ever called a brunette ethereal.
Usually you're cynical.
Nigel says to Dominique, you shouldn't let criticism bring you down. And I say, oh, that criticism was specifically meant to bring you down, Dominique.
I also think, and I understand if people disagree with this, I think that separately, Dominique's picture's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes.
I don't think she took the worst picture.
No. I just think she just doesn't fit because she never was supposed to fit.
Well, and weirdly, Dahlia and Jacqueline are the only two who are really, really interacting with each other in any of the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I didn't quite like in the actual photography part of the episode, where they're like, look at them, they're interacting. It's like, yeah, but you could have all... It seemed like Jacqueline only was interacting with Dahlia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not need to or want to interact with Dominique. I don't know. It's just... Because if Dominique had, like, thrown herself in there, they would have been like, wow, stop pushing. I don't know. Michaela and Sarah are next. No, thank you.
Ooh, boy. Not strong.
Also, the way Michaela's... I think she's kicking her leg back. But it is very strange where we cut this photo off. And also, chunky... clear jewelry.
Yeah, there's just not much to say about this photo.
And Nigel basically says that Lori styled you badly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sarah is better because Sarah is not looking down.
Yes. Well, they did have to keep reminding Michaela to look at the camera until finally Pamela just gave up, is what it felt like.
That close-up on Sarah's not strong, though.
I'm not saying it's their best photo.
I actually weirdly prefer Michaela just because, I don't know.
I mean, her face is stunning.
Yeah.
She's showing off her eye makeup.
Oh, the bracelets. There's so many bracelets.
See, I don't think Lori is actually a very good stylist.
I don't know. I think, like, it's big enough and nutty enough that it just seems very fashion to me. Like, this is all just very believable for this kind of photo shoot.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
How about the next photo, though, Hannah?
Yeah, it's still
How
believable.
about that Russian hat?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of shit you see.
Yeah. I agree with what I understand what Hannah's saying. It's like...
Also, did you not want that covered by a hat for Molly?
No, I mean it needed to. Also, the thing on Kasha's one arm is, or they're actually on both.
Yes.
These like corn husk doll arm guards on Kasha and Molly.
I think Kasha looks great, and Nigel makes himself look like such
a dumbass.
The way the rest of the panel comes for him. I love this.
He doesn't like Kasha's mouth open so much because it's so dark in there.
Could you imagine if there was a little death light a la Pennywise in the back of Kasha's little mouth?
Like when you go to your house and open your very fancy dishwasher.
Yeah.
Kasha, you haven't gotten an inner mouth bleaching? That's what every model needs.
It's so dark in there.
And then the rest of the panel will not, shall not.
And there's a little fun exchange between Lori and Andre where she's like, this is my favorite photo. And then Andre's like, well, of course, darling, because he just said it was his. And she goes, yes, baby.
I mean, I think this is the best photo.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, it for sure is.
The storyline of Bad Rascal, Little Sister.
Look at those spikes on her bracelet. You know she's bad.
And her polka dot island for misfit toy polka dot glove.
She does look a little like she's floating in the air.
There's a weird perspective. Is Kasha sitting? Or is Kasha a full
maybe
2 feet shorter than?
I think the dress is creating some odd illusions about
I
what
think Molly
plane
might
of
just be on
existence.
the higher ground. I don't know.
Oh, she's absolutely yes.
Kasha's in a ditch. She's so tiny. So why do they keep calling Molly the little sister unless it's a poke at Kasha's weight?
Because
no, it's a
the
poke at her
little
age.
Sister is punky and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kasha's elegant. Rascal.
And I really, right before we go to private panel, Alexandria needs to rethink this nude lip gloss.
Yeah.
Because it makes her look like she has no mouth. And I don't like it.
Well, maybe she did get
Also,
the mouth.
we know that's not true.
Maybe she did get the mouth whitening interior.
Oh.
And so and part of the recovery is just a nude gloss.
But Nigel describes her in private panel as Lori describing her as fussy and fidgety and potentially bothersome. So nothing actually happened. It was just a potential.
That's what I didn't like, is that we're calling... Now, listen, is she an overreactor? Yes. But it seems like she didn't actually do anything. Lori got a vibe on set.
This is Monique's power. She can just make people hate Alexandria. You didn't see it, but off to the side on that bench, Monique had set out one other bowl of barbecued chicken, and she was like flies to my honey.
Honey barbecue.
Fucking Nigel says that Dominique is stupid.
He does say that.
Fully. Also, I don't know how she is in panel. We haven't seen that much from her, but Dominique comes across like super sharp. Like she's witty.
Yes.
This is also the least amount of Tyra we have ever seen in a panel.
Noticed that too. I thought that was really interesting. Molly and Kasha are described as having taken it to the next level of swandom.
We cannot have a swandom to Drecitude scale. We cannot.
We can't allow that. We can't.
I did think that was fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they don't force Andre to run it into the ground.
Did you watch last season with us, Hannah?
I'm being hopeful.
Lori is talking as though she edited the film, because this is why we needed Pamela on panel.
Pamela?
Call out order.
Right before we call anyone, we get to see every single angle of Michaela. Under Michaela, side view of Michaela, above Michaela. She was in every shot. And I was like, does Michaela go home? I was so confused about why we got so many angles of Michaela.
So first is Alexandria. And Tyra says, I agree. Tyra says, so you stand before me because you won the task, which was to stand out more than anyone. Well, what also stands out is a bad attitude on set, and that won't be tolerated. But it will be rewarded, apparently.
Way to learn nothing.
Give her, if you
crazy choice.
Give her second call out and say you would have gotten first call out, but your attitude on set was not good.
Also, Jacqueline was right there. And that's not just me saying that. You all fell out for it, and she was clearly the best one in the photo, if only because there was a huge lens flare on Dahlia's face.
I was about to say Jacqueline, Kasha, Molly, Dahlia. I would have given it to any of them over Alexandria.
Hannah!
Yes.
Sure.
So Alexandria is first, Molly is second, Brittany is third.
Which, that seems so high.
So high. Kasha is fourth, Jacqueline is fifth, Hannah.
Very low for Jacqueline.
So low.
Then Hannah, then Monique, who looked wild.
Monique, when she gets called to, was convinced she was bottom two. Because
Yeah.
she goes, oh, okay.
Monique won't complain. Then Dahlia and Michaela, which leaves Dominique v. Sarah.
And I just don't agree with Dominique being in the bottom two. I don't.
No.
It should have just been Michaela Sarah.
Yeah. It was the worst photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And neither of them stood out.
Nope.
But they're in the bottom because they're quirky, odd, non-stereotypical girls.
Sarah, you lack confidence. And Dominique, you don't believe in yourself.
At what point does she say to Dominique, freckles don't make the model?
Right then.
Perfect. As if Dominique was like thinking, my freckles are the thing that is going to keep me in this competition. As if it's such a weird narrative that they've created that Dominique, she thinks that her freckles are this big, beautiful thing. And maybe she does. But I feel like in the show, they would normally, again, with auditions, have been like, what's your one big insecurity? My freckles. Like, that would normally be what we talk about. But they're acting like, and you should not be ashamed of freckles. But I'm just saying the show normally would act like that's like too weird to be beautiful.
Yeah. Also, Tyra tells Dominique that what makes a model comes from the inside out, because we are all in on insides on the outside.
Yes. It's very high fashion to see those organs.
So Dominique leaves, and Tyra says to Sarah, "What's this doubt that you have? What is it? What?"
And I love that they give a non-answer of like, "Oh, I'll figure it out."
It was a very expertly delivered non-answer, I thought.
And then after they say that, Tyra says, "Yeah, congratulations."
But then to Dominique says, "You've kind of walked away from this competition a little bit.
Right,
you're
let's put
al-
this on you.
Yeah.
Let's put this
You're
on
already
you.
not really here. So you're not going to keep trying to do this, are you?"
Ugh.
Oh, you are? Oh, maybe look in the mirror for a while first.
This was a surprise. I actually thought Dominique was going to stay.
I also thought that.
I didn't, and neither did Dominique. They just gave her nothing. It's like you've been saying, JW. They were just not going to give her a little bit of anything while on this show.
I guess it's just a surprise because she was a little narrator-y, and it feels like we lost one of our good narrators.
They have Hannah.
But we haven't even seen her. I mean, maybe it was just this episode where we just didn't see her very much, except to be rightfully upset by Mr. J being a dick.
Yeah.
And worried about her hair.
In front of the sunglass hut?
Yeah.
And then when you see the new collage, it is very apparent that this cycle has a top 10 with one person of color. And oosh, like, I know that they kind of didn't expect necessarily to lose Andre, but that wouldn't make it tons better. But it is rough. And you know, it's a show that I think for the most part, in terms of diversity of skin tones and presentation, was always pretty good about giving us a contestant pool that represented a lot.
Yeah.
Not perfect by any means, but I
not
think
at
that
all.
was actually one of the things that the show was pretty decent at for the most part. And it's just the fact that this is a high fashion cycle.
Yep.
And that is what is happening. Just really, I really don't like it.
No.
Like if if this had been another just normal quote unquote cycle, I might have been like, oh, this just maybe seems like a coincidence that this just happened with this particular audition cycle. I would still put that on the show as a bad thing, but like,
Well, I mean, they did it last cycle too, really. I mean, not as starkly because contestants
mostly
lasted
just because,
longer.
yeah,
Not because there was the percentage, you know?
yeah.
But like the fact that we had to point out and keep having to point out that Kasha, seriously real, and she can be high fashion still too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not good look on the show. And I don't think
Nope.
Dahlia is long for this world either.
It doesn't seem like the show is interested in her.
No, but I am interested in this update on Dominique.
Ooh.
Dominique Waldrop, which I love that. Waldrop, WALDRUP. And Dominique, its Instagram is understandin' D. So no G on the end, understandin' D. And bio reads,
I understand, D.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
on my way to a very exciting place, Reggie's wife, Jordan's mommy, and got a master's in interior architecture in
Ooh.
2017, so pretty recently,
Heck yeah.
and got a bachelor's in marketing in 2010. And that's all of the stuff you'll find on Dominique now is very interior architecture, interior stuff with that. So that's been a career pivot, and that's what she's doing now. Not a ton of modeling stuff to be found. There's some cool test shots. A lot of stuff that used very saturated dramatic lighting to really highlight her freckles, and I thought there was some really cool shots. You know what? I'm a little surprised that she didn't model more, just because I do think that I don't know. I like Dominique. I felt like she had something. It's the first contestant that we've lost from this cycle that I feel like we got to know enough of to feel bad about. And I just feel like Dominique was the kind of person who should have lasted longer. I feel like she had more to give than other contestants, and I just do not get why the top model didn't like her.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
It almost feels like the opposite of Dominique on this show is Brittany, where they didn't seem invested at all in Dominique, where they seem overly invested in Brittany. And I don't think Brittany has brought enough to warrant that, and I think Dominique brought more than she received. So I like Dominique a lot. Most of the time, when we cut to Dominique's reaction for something, it was the correct reaction for something. I appreciated her on the show.
I loved her look. I really liked most of her photos.
Yeah, even this one wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good. It wasn't that bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll miss her on the show. I'll miss her presence.
And I'll miss the sunglass hut. And if you'll miss her presence and or the sunglass hut, you should rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. We love hearing from you, your hot takes, your iced tea. You can also reach out to us at podleadum.com or send us an email at podleadum@gmail.com. You can find me anywhere at YetCharming.
I'm on Instagram at Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
I'm on Twitter at JW Crump.
And be sure to use the hashtag PodLeadum anytime you do so that we know it's for us and not the other Podleadums out there.
What?
I'll come after you. I'll sue you so hard.
Such fury.
So for Podleadum, I have been Alexander Price.
I'll be Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm JW Crump.
And we'll see you on top.
Podleadum is not endorsed by America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, 10x10 Entertainment, or any of their subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. America's Next Top Model and all names, pictures, and audio clips are registered trademarks and copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.